Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta. Still monitoring this alien ship here in Enki. Hasn't seemed to be built yet, so we're all good. And it will be a while, and we're so ready for a landing ship. Like with this many armies, I don't think I've ever had this many armies before. Like we have 6 Americans, 5 Chinese, all with Information Age 6, Information Age 4.6. Really high military scores are going to be even higher once the aliens actually show up, which is crazy. And the military's even disappeared from America's list of available things because we're just so high on the score. America's more or less wasting its time doing mission control right now, and I'm okay with that. I do wonder if there's something else we could do. Maybe we could fully focus on knowledge. Or some more science. Potentially, that could be fun. But it'd be nice to do a bit of mission control, even if it's inefficient in larger countries. It will still kind of tick along, and we'll get a bit of a surplus, which will be nice later on, so we don't have to worry about it as much. So yes, let us continue. Now, big thing we're going to need to do in this episode is we're going to need to find a replacement for Svetlana. We really need Town Councillor, and Svetlana not having it is a problem. If an org shows up which has it, that would be the best outcome, but I don't believe that's going to happen. So yeah.
Target destroyed.
Power broker. Oh yeah, there's more funding. Yeah, we don't need stuff like more funding, because I just don't believe funding is particularly worth it. It's much better to do spoils earlier on for your money, and then later on, like, you can sell resources or stuff like that. Okay, enemies are planning. Let's see if anyone has shown up. Professor, social scientist? I'm not 100% on a social scientist. So I'll have menu here. Inflexible is basically means it's a no-go. That's like it's like the opposite trait of slow learner. Oh, sorry, fast learner. Yeah, we can't have that. And she's just kind of got nothing. We have Robert Malverney. Reformer's okay. He's alright. He has nothing special going for him. Attorney? Yeah, nothing special either. Nice that we're getting a whole list of persuasioners though. Like every single person here has turned councillor.
Standing by for orders.
Which is lovely. Okay. Publicly campaign.
Acknowledged.
Keep advising Canada for now, just to get more and more boost, which will then get incorporated into America later on.
Ready.
I mean, mostly right now we're just waiting on the game to advance, essentially.
Offering assistance.
So another like 10% military here.
Offering assistance.
So good. And also gives 4% energy for 2. It's actually unbelievably good. So what we can do, we can try and give this to Alp. So Alp doesn't need this. +2 espionage. Alp doesn't need that. Swap that out for this. Gives us 2% energy, a bunch of more military buffs. And then we build up his investigation back up. Another 4% knowledge. Just not terrible, but I don't care that much. Maybe it might be worth giving a go with the new way knowledge works. We'll give it a go. A little bit extra knowledge, why not? Okay.
Cleaning things up.
Yep, that helps us along a little bit.
Sisters and brothers.
Photonic computing. Augmented reality. So they're doing these kind of techs now. So some of these techs with the information science can lead to more military. So it's actually good that the AI are doing these. Yeah, cybernetics, for example, which has augmented reality will be the only prerequisite we haven't done, gives us another 0.5 military. So that will be really good. Global listening network, yep. Because yeah, one of the things that AI have not done this playthrough is touch a lot of this bottom half of the tree. So yeah, look, we get more control point capacity from some of these techs as well.
Score 1 for the good guys.
Good stuff down in this area. Yeah.
Information is our greatest
They did that
weapon,
so
God.
fast as well. Augmented reality. What are we doing now then? Space research. I mean, we are going to need this because we are going to want space agriculture to get farms for tier 2. And we want space directed space research to build tier 2 space labs. So yeah, that's also really, really important. Svetlana.
I will tell our story.
Where to?
Yeah, the other aliens have just never shown up, and it makes me wonder if they've updated the game now to where AI is able to kill the aliens, and there are no alien agents on Earth, because there should be 2, one in Europe, one in in the Americas, and they're just not. They just never. They should at some point critically fail, and we should be able to grab them. It does make me a little bit worried. Okay, gas core fission reactor. So we need to keep an eye out for the tier 2 version of that. So we'll start with these kind of... let's actually start with Hydra interrogation. We should do the story. This will unlock a bunch of new techs, including techs that will eventually let us reduce our threat. And threat reducing techs are really, really nice to get. So Hydra interrogation, it'll take a bit of time. We'll be focusing on this, but you know, 2030, that's like a year and a half ish. Okay. Someone has done a crackdown on Canada because I have not been protecting it because I've been getting lazy. That's alright. It's not the end of the world. It will probably be taken by someone and we'll have to take it back. So but that's alright, we can take that back. We're floating a bit of extra mission control, so it's not the end of the world. We should be protecting Kazakhstan as well.
At your service.
Okay.
Where do you need me? Standing by.
Keep advising. We'll wait until we get the point back before we do a defend, so it's just more efficient. I know we should do it now at this point. We'll defend Kazakhstan. We'll do a defend now and we'll defend again once we get the whole thing back as well. We don't really need to defend America and China yet because the AI are nowhere near being able to take these points, but at some point soon we probably will. But not right now. Not right now.
Securing our interests.
Our councillors... It's just influence and stuff. I guess we have so much influence, we probably should start doing it now. Keep everything protected at all times. It's never quite sure on the moment when you need to start doing that. Just like the moment you need to start going to ground everyone. At some point you want to be defending everything. And I always just push it back and try and delay it. Yeah, so these will be the resistant... So the armies in Russia owned by the resistance are focusing on dealing with the megafauna, but the protectorate ones are not. Yep. So Project Exodus have done a play for Canada. They're just buffing it up, so that's nice of them. Okay, little cut, we're back. Leia Abbott. Please purge Canada for me.
Removing our enemies.
Out. Crackdown Canada.
Where do you need me?
Svetlana. Do public no, do defend interests America.
Acknowledged.
I think, yeah.
Ready for orders.
And then Daframal can be the one to advise China. Yeah.
I will help them.
Okay. We'll check councillors, get some new ones. Fixer, No. Executive, no. Investigator, inspector, scientist, okay. Teacher, so we got inspire, turn counselor. Military scientist. Yeah, that's really good, 15%. Although it would be better if it's something else, but it's fine. Academic, bit of thing. Cautious, we can probably get rid of cautious. And strive, I didn't even see that, to be honest. Okay. She is really good. Striver with the traits we want. Pariah doesn't really matter. She's Vietnamese, so that's not an issue. And then family ties as well. So she's got bonuses and negatives in her home country. She's quite complicated. Ethical as well, just like Svetlana. But yeah, this is a bit odd. The problem with it is that when she gets incorporated into China, because eventually Vietnam will be part of China, she'll technically be from China, which will then, these will affect China. Non grata, cannot perform missions in rivals of my home nation, which I actually believe does include China, does it not? Yes. Can we unrival Vietnam? We can. Amazing. Okay. That's good then. She is absolutely fantastic. She is who we've been waiting for with Striver. Yen Mi Tran. And it's also really, really suits the academy, like a scientist. Amazing. Okay. Unfortunately, though, this means that it is the end for Svetlana. She's been with us a long time. Turn 1, we've had Svetlana. She's a legend, you know. But unfortunately, she's getting on. She hates us. She can do other stuff in the organization, I'm sure. So what we're going to do: dismiss and retain orgs. Recruit Yen Mi Tran. She is, okay. And now we need to sort out her organization. She starts with 0 XP, which is actually really annoying. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to give her this. +3 gives persuasion. Yep. Also gives her a whole bunch of missions, so including defend interest. Now the mission she doesn't have is public campaign, interestingly enough. She's also not government. Can she become government? If she can't, it's not the end of the world. No, she can't. Okay. Can get rid of non grata as well. Which we don't really need, which we will probably have to do at some point with a persuasioner, but yeah. Okay, it's so good. Like senior stuff like military scientist, to upgrade it is really expensive, but when you're striver, it's just so much better. They kind of just combos so well with traits like that. Same with things like educator, buffing academic. Okay, so let's do some more orgs. So reindustrialization of federated workers. We have yeah, these 2 for 5 orgs. So we'll do financial, Redwood Holdings, puts her up to 22, and then she has 3 more. So let's get a, yeah, just this one, doesn't really matter. So she's up to 25 now. So let's just try and get her as much persuasion as possible and see how we do. So Madison Society. And we do have a public campaign from Industrial Federated Workers. Research. Foundation Hyde et Hilda. Because that one, I believe, yeah, that gives stabilize. That's nice. Yep. UNESCO we don't need, because we just don't need the Inspire anymore. Libra Associates. That's up to 18. And I believe we have Lupus as well. See, here we actually have some. Proxima Strategic Relations, and then Iron Rose Media are a 3 and a 2 respectively, puts her up to 23 persuasion. So just from, even though she's brand new, no upgrades, just from orgs, she's got an insane persuasion score. Carthage Rocketry, we definitely want to be taking that one still. And then topaz energy. Let's take that. And then for some of the others like this, we should try and get some of these to certain people. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to start selling. So let's sell some of these big orgs with monthly income upkeeps, like these two. This one we definitely want to give to someone. Alp is currently my guy. Who else has lots of lots of XP? She does, but she's still not maxed on command. Leia's on 78, so Leia can actually get rid of stuff. Let's get rid of Demeter. This one. Let's get rid of Latinum as well. That gives her enough for this. This puts her on 21, so we can go plus one, plus one, plus one, and she's only 2 more XP off but getting back to 25, so that's good enough. Let's sell these orgs. Yep. Only 2 more over, so Lupus we don't need, and then we'll get rid of Charo Private Investigations. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, we have now replaced Svetlana. No, Svetlana doesn't even... I thought she went into the list here, but no. Svetlana has retired. She has moved on. Goodbye, Svetlana. But we are also very excited about Yenmi Tran here. Already an incredible counsellor, despite having literally done nothing yet. And the only thing she doesn't have that Svetlana did have is Svetlana had Untouchable. And Yenmi Tran does not, so she can totally die. She also has traits like Cautious, which are just... Cautious means if high unrest nations, you can't do missions, and the kind of nations we want to be messing around with might have high unrest, so we really need to get rid of that. Same with Non Grata, cannot perform missions in rivals of my home nation. So just the Protectorate can just decide to rival someone, which they might do because they're the AI. Currently it has no rivals, but if they start doing that kind of thing, eventually it will just really limit her options. But now let's start by just inspiring Alp. We'll also change her voice as well, because by default people from like Asia always have the American voices, and it's always a bit weird.
Initiating deep cover.
Evading pursuit.
Because there is a Singaporean voice,
Initiating deep cover.
which sounds Asian, which I always put that on my Asian counselors because it just makes them sound a bit better. And yeah, I guess that's that. Has knocked down our maximum control points because of all of Svetlana's like leveling up and skills and stuff. We're a little bit behind where we were, which is slightly annoying, but we did get some new researchers, didn't we? We got... Okay, this is 10 global capacity, but it's 10,000, but it's still really good. Yeah, we'll just have to continue to be a little bit over. I think that's fine, being a little bit over. Yeah. Okay. Belfast is connected to Glasgow North Channel Crossing. That's a new one. That's quite cool. That's actually also worth doing in like Europe. If you're doing Europe, of course. Which we are not currently doing.
Lending my expertise.
Offering support.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
We have boosts Alp's
Mission in
loyalty.
progress.
I am humbled to have been.
Space research. Yeah, they need a few more voices in this game for this region in particular, because they have voices for kind of Africa, Europe,
Crackdown complete.
kind of Canada, a lot of kind of British style countries, even like kind of Latin America and stuff. But Asia is just a big hole where they just don't have any normal Asian voices. They just have the Singaporean ones, which in my opinion should just become the Asian ones, even if it is with a Singaporean accent. But that's, you know, a very minor thing.
Laying the groundwork.
all they care about currently with Canada is economy, which we don't want because we're at our cap as it is.
We're in control here.
Yeah. Swap that over back to boost.
Wrapping up here.
Okay, I feel much better now that we have Turn Counselor, because it was slightly stressing me out not having Turn Counselor. We now have that. It's the only mission we don't properly have currently is Coup d'etat, which should not be this rare. It will show up at some point, I'm almost certain. Yep, so what does she want to do then? Yenmi Tran. We can do some public campaigns. Let's just keep inspiring people. Let's get up our loyalty. Alp might still be very disloyal. I mean, his expected loyalty is very low. And we can't really... Yeah, let's do that.
Where do you need me?
Defend interests. Canada.
Our control.
Let's get
Standing by.
Leah back to China to advise.
Offering assistance.
I'm here.
And get Alp to advise Canada.
Offering console.
Doesn't really matter advising Canada, but, you know, just a bit more boost. Doesn't hurt. Okay.
Offering counsel.
Yeah. Permanently assign Leah to be doing
Offering
that.
support.
Permanently assign Alp to Canada.
Making things safe for our people.
I think we had a breakthrough.
Bit more loyalty for Alp. Yes, we are still a bit over.
We'll be ready for new orders.
New orders soon. Not quite yet. Okay, how is the European Union has really slowed down. I mean, they have some countries. South Yemen and Yemen have merged. Okay. It's interestingly what the AI has done here. I've never seen this before. The Czech Republic get a claim on Bratislava with Slovakia, and they formed Czechoslovakia as like a union between these two countries, even though they both start in the EU. So they've left the EU and then formed Czechoslovakia. It's really... I've never seen that before. That's so fascinating. I love that. It reminds me of the first time I ever played this game. I remember I did this and I was like... because I didn't know what was going on. I kind of like had grabbed Germany because it had a lot of science and stuff. And I'd like made Czechoslovakia because I realised I could at some point. And I thought it would just be just for fun. So it kind of takes me back, you know, nostalgia for when I first started playing the game. Probably the first like nation merge I ever did.
What's the op?
It's incredible. Good job, AI.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, we need to defend interests in China.
Securing our control.
At your service.
And then keep on top of it. And don't let them all drop. Which is something, as you can probably tell as this playthrough's gone along, it's something I am prone to do. They just kind of get distracted and I want my councillors doing stuff and I just forget to defend. And yeah, it just slowly becomes an issue. You defend China, and we'll have Yen
I'm here.
focus on public
We
campaigning
must persuade the people.
to try and level her up a little bit. Because the more levels she can get, the better. Okay, space farm. Okay, gas core fission reactor 2, burner drive. And if we get reactor 3, that will just make the burner drive more efficient, more or less. Or it just means that the ship is less heavy because we need less big of a reactor in order to power it, more or less. Anyway, yeah. Gas core fission 2. So it's 7 tons per gigawatt here, but the gas core reaction 3 will be less tons per gigawatt, so you need less tons to power your ship, essentially, because it will automatically kind of... Just the way the shipbuilding works, it will automatically kind of build your engine to the your power unit to the size that's needed to power your ship. So yeah, we will do that. It's not very expensive. Okay, Another agent. Cuiabá region in Brazil. This agent we can get.
Offering assistance.
So at this stage we just kind of want to,
My expertise.
as we don't know where any agents are, we just want to keep Earth clean
Securing
of
our
aliens,
interests.
essentially. Because that means they can't do abductions, the servants can't get points, and that just means that the aliens, when they actually want to land with their armies, just have no supporters anywhere. I mean, the servants are almost like more or less just not a factor right now. They have a few minor countries, that's it, but Exodus are doing so well this playthrough. Like, if we actually look at Intel, I'm sure they're doing incredible. So another little trick I was shown in, this was from a comment quite a few episodes now ago. If we go Intel, then we go factions. Instead of having to click all these, if you do shift click, it will show you all of them. And if we look at kind of like resources, you can see how many countries and points people have. Like Exodus are on, look how much more they're on than, I haven't resistance I guess, but their space resources, they're just, a lot of these factions look alright, but they're just in a really good spot. I think they have so many really good points. Their councillors seem really powerful. Like, I wasn't surprised that they were the ones who went after Canada, and they have the power to take Iran, and this is good, because strong AI factions, no matter who it is, really help, because it just means that AI is so distracted fighting those strong factions that they're not fighting you. Because yeah, Project Exodus will want to be fighting the aliens. They are an anti-alien faction, more or less. So yeah, it's in our best interest to help them out. Here's the alien ship. Okay.
At your service.
Alp. Surveil.
On Overwatch.
Reporting.
Dahramal. Investigate.
Where do you need me?
Yen Mitran. Publicly
We'll make
campaign
our
in China. Yep. Oh, this has Algeria has come back, so we need to re-abandon that. Hopefully this is almost completed. The AI might want to take it from me. Hopefully.
Offering support.
Offering support.
Sitting a watch.
So I don't have to keep doing this. Yeah, spaceflight. Come on, AI. Victor 24. Okay, cruiser. There was probably a cruiser that was being station belonging to the aliens orbiting Earth. An alien space station on Earth. Now this is new. I have not encountered this before. This is a new thing. Alien surveillance arrays. So instead of surveillance ships, they're going to have surveillance stations. Fascinating. So that's what these bigger cruisers are for, to come and build these kind of outposts above Earth. So aliens would never have done this before. This is cool. I like this. And actually building alien garrisons as well. So it might be quite hard to take. Okay. I mean, if they're going to be spending resources on this, they're not spending resources on invasion fleets. They can sit up there and observe that Earth is untouchable for as much as they want, quite frankly. It's a little bit concerning. Cabo Verde. This is a new nation as well. Interesting.
The people will come to our side.
Okay, well, more new alien things. Oh my god, the military score in China getting so high. The cohesion in China is not great.
Here's what we have found.
We might want to do a little bit
Together
of
we're
welfare.
stronger.
Unity. Oh, great nation. Wow. The AI desperately want that. I mean, this is great for me. This is usually something I have to rush. But if the AI wants to do great nations and all this, like, for me, go for it, AI. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, we are stretching ourselves
Securing our interests.
a little bit over.
Ready for my mission.
We didn't actually found the alien doing any missions. Surveil? Leia Abbott, surveil.
Ready for orders.
Dahramal,
What's the op?
surveil.
On Overwatch.
Your orders.
You won't be advising China this turn, but that's fine.
I will help them.
We'll get back to it, I'm sure.
Surveilling target area. Setting a watch.
Protecting our
Central
interests.
American, the United Arab League. This is something we will want to do someday, so I'm going to keep it. But yeah, Great Nations will be great, because then we can do... Although the AI don't seem to be wanting to invest in it, which means they might... That means that they're actually going to start investing in my one. This is good. Every point the AI invests means that we get it that bit faster. Hey, orgs. Oh, a space battle. And the aliens are not winning. They might have won. It's a bit hard to tell. Augmented learning, 10% knowledge. God, the xenofauna is getting really out of hand in Europe. Russia is just invading more random countries. Gas core fission reactor 2 has been researched. Australia getting claims on stuff. Let's get back to trying. Let's do +1 investigation when we're detecting aliens. Obsolete that one. Okay, breakthrough. Scientists working on board Ares Valles have reached unexpected insights. The cutting-edge space laboratories at Ares Valles, combined with the solitude and privacy, have allowed researchers to push new boundaries at the forefront of science. As the owners of Ares Valles, we naturally have the privilege of announcing the nature of these new discoveries to the world and deciding how they will be used. So these can give us kind of permanent buffs. So we can get buffs to mission control, boost spaceflight. We can just get knowledge with small public boost, off-Earth mining output, and ships are built 5% faster. Tough one. I mean, mining output is really, really important, but ships build speed more or less isn't a thing that you get that often. So getting a bit now for like kind of the permanent thing, I really like. I really don't know if it's the best, but we can get mining output from all kind of orgs and stuff. Ships built faster. You can't really get that elsewhere, so let's do that. And sometimes having your ships be built faster can be incredibly important. Okay, we have a 10% energy org here. I'm gonna really want that. So let's see if we can swap out anyone's stuff. Not really with Sydney, I think. Leia Abbott. Yeah, she's low on being Alp then. Yeah, that one only gives +1. For me, these ones that give espionage as well, they're nice for Alp to have. And as we slowly take them away, his espionage score will drop. Templin has got to go at some point though. And now let's do this one. It only gives +1. Let's take, yeah, 10% energy research. Because the next 50k research we're going to have to do is energy, so it'll be quite helpful. +1 investigation, +1 investigation. Get Leia up to 25. There we go.
We'll be ready for
So we're just slowly replacing their organizations with stuff that gives stuff like science, and then using the XP that we float in order to build it back up to max. And essentially we just kind of keep that going until eventually they have no orgs that give investigation and administration, and all the orgs just give bonuses to our faction. Of course, I doubt we will, even in the very late game, it's really hard to reach that. Unless, of course, they're Striver. So Dahramal might manage it. Or quick learner as well. Nothing. Target 7, free 7. I don't think these are aliens. Because they will have more.
Eyes up.
Let's keep up with the surveilling.
Your orders. Standing by for orders. Where to?
It's a bit
Acknowledged.
frustrating though.
Eyes up.
Advise China.
Offering counsel.
Lending my expertise.
Initiating recon.
Let's see if we can get lucky
Initiating
and grab them.
recon.
Initiating surveillance.
Lending my expertise.
Okay. Magnetic force manipulation. Yeah, and we'll just get back to guerrilla warfare. Because it gives bonuses to the unrest mission, and the unrest mission, when the alien nation happens, if you can do a lot of unrest in it, can really, really be good. Especially with freedom fighters, which it can unlock. Because one of the things unrest does, when you do an unrest mission, it just increases unrest, but it has like a secondary effect. If a region of the world, right, let's say we did an unrest mission in like Minsk, for example. Minsk is technically the capital of Belarus. So it kind of has another country with a claim to its area. If you do increase unrest in Minsk, and you just kind of keep doing it with a councillor, eventually you can kind of just get lucky. I think it kind of builds up and stuff. You can't really see it though. Essentially there will be like a revolution and Belarus will pop up as just a nation. And the same as Taiwan, it will kind of be this breakaway state. But it will just be this kind of independent nation, right? If you have a powerful enemy, you can just kind of do that. And it's one of the reasons why the breakup texts matter. For like, if you have a big, like, let's say India was owned by the servants. If you do end of India, there can be like breakaway nations in the south here. Then you can just do increase unrest over and over again and get those breakaway nations and stuff going. And this can work with the AI, with the alien nation and all kinds of things. So you can really keep the aliens down and like keep their countries weak and divided just by doing spam unrest. Which is one of the reasons, and like the freedom fighter tech helps, because sometimes it can be a bit difficult. So this can give bonuses, and then freedom fighters means it's more likely to kind of get independent, which is why I really like that tech and why I'm bothering to do it. So espionage 20 on that one.
Ready for orders.
That might be an alien. It also might just be a really good counsellor, and either way, now that we have turn counsellor, if they're a servant, it might be a good time to see if we can get an in into the servant faction. See what's going on with them. She needs like 2 more persuasion to... Yeah, she really needs this, to be honest. She's just a little bit too low percent chance. I mean, it's good enough, I guess.
Reporting in.
I don't want to take away any of her orgs.
Your orders.
But Dakramal, keep yourself busy.
I'm here.
And Leia, you can come back to advising.
I will help them.
Okay, Shia Nation, Iran get stuff. Don't need that. Gas core fission reactor free, yeah.
Offering counsel.
So the gas core fission reactor free, you can see 3 tons per kilowatt rather than 7. So by having this on our ship instead of the other one, it's just a lot better, basically. It just makes the ship cheaper, makes it lighter, and if it's lighter, it can go further. So yeah, this is the first mega nation we can try and do, which is the Caliphate. We won't be doing the Caliphate. The Europe Ascendant, so just more claims on Europe. Because Europe doesn't quite have all the claims it will get at the very beginning. Nordic Federation, don't need that one. I think that might be a kind of a new one though. Sweden get loads of claims. That's quite cool.
New
There's a lot
information.
of cool like little nations you can form in this game, but you don't really have any reason to. You know, like the Nordic Federation in Germany can get kind of like the Freistaat Union or something of countries around it. But you know, yeah, you don't really have much reason to, but they're quite fun. And there's even one for Britain to get like Canada and like some Commonwealth countries and stuff, which yeah, it's a bit odd. Brazil gets claims on. Interesting. That's also, I don't believe I've seen that one before either. I like them adding more, but they don't quite go like this the final step. They don't add like Italy gets claims on like all of this and it's like the Roman Empire or something, you know. They don't take it to like extremes, like say if you played like say like Hearts of Iron, you can kind of do that kind of thing. They keep it a bit more realistic, which I always really appreciate as well. Part of me would like it would be fun, but also like so this is the one I was talking about earlier where Taiwan can get claims on all of China. But as I'd already explained, we want China to have Taiwan because we're going to need the Pan-Asian Combine eventually. So. Okay. Organizations. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, Delta Force doesn't give, because I actually hadn't properly looked at it yet, it doesn't give coup d'etat. Okay, very nice. Leah Abbott, keep advising China.
Offering assistance.
Acknowledged.
Help. Yeah, so that was just a councillor. This guy. I believe. It wasn't the alien. How frustrating that this alien has kind of
Standing by for orders.
slipped away from me.
Making our case.
Public opinion in China is not great. People are really doing stuff here. The unity is not counteracting it enough.
Offering assistance.
Offering counsel.
On Overwatch.
Surveilling target area.
The military score in China is getting really good. Which is nice. I mean, we don't need this much military. I'm kind of going a little bit overboard here, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Okay, here we go. We've actually got them. Our first alien activity in quite a while. There's just so few aliens left on Earth that we just haven't had these for ages. Greater Indonesia. Also a really important one. Indonesia, in my opinion, is arguably the most underrated because it's like got a really big population. It gets claims on a lot of stuff. It starts out as, I mean, its government score at the beginning of the game isn't that far off this. It has a lot of potential for things like mission control and stuff. Not the best country ever, but it can form quite a reasonably sized like mega nation. And yeah, so and high population means that if you do the economy score with this, it's your GDP is essentially your per capita times your population. So the higher your population, the more, you know, better doing stuff like economy is per person. So yeah, it's not the best country on Earth by any means, but it is more or less a superpower in a lot of ways. Yeah, United Turkestan. That can be fun because Turkey can join the EU and then United Turkestan can kind of claim some stuff, which you can then incorporate into the EU. But we don't need to worry about them. We're not a bit that close to the EU now that we've done China. And with great nations on the horizon, incorporating kind of Japan, South Korea, you know, Southeast Asia, Mexico, Canada into our countries is kind of more the first step than anything else.
Reporting in.
I will help them.
Get back to
Where
advising.
to?
Investigate our alien. Now you can see this alien, he's just landed and he's got a really high espionage score. The aliens that arrive at the beginning of the game are kind of like debuffed aliens. There's reasons why you want to take them out as well, because although they are kind of debuffed in their security, they also will still have really high stats. They're easier to take out. The later aliens are much harder to take out. So let's use 4 ops on this, or 8 ops. We have loads of ops.
Ready.
Ops is one of those things where
Ready for orders.
later on we can get loads of them, but they're basically just from orgs. They're a bit difficult to
I will
get.
tell our story.
Actually, advise China with
I will help
Yenmitran.
them.
Leia Abbott do a
Service.
surveil,
Setting a watch.
and we can see what other missions this alien has got planned for us. Stay in the same spot, which always makes me anxious, because aliens do get access to assassinate. So if he saw me in the same way I saw them, they could just try and assassinate my counselor, and it's something aliens have totally done, and I've lost counselors to that before. Hydroponics bay, we're definitely going to want that.
Offering support.
Let's do that now, because that's the tier 1 version, which will unlock the tier 2 variant. And so if I don't do it, the tier 2 variant might take a while to spawn later on, and I can hurt myself by doing that. I've done it in the past. So let's just not worry.
We've got some intel in our target.
Alpha 9, okay. Eros Drive. Yep. Okay, he's just doing more mind control on humanity first. Which is fair enough. They are humanity first. Yep, so we can do kind of Vietnam getting flames on its surrounding areas. Which we don't need. Eventually it will all be part of the Pan-Asian Combine anyway. Algeria getting
Recon
claims?
complete.
I mean, we've more or less had Algeria the entire game at this point, so... Hydroponics bay. Get back to... Oh, gas core fission reactor 3, actually. We should definitely do that. See, this one has got good thrust, but exhaust velocity of 20, which is 1/4. So where a ship made by the burner drive can go more or less 3 times, is 3 times as fuel efficient as a ship with the Pharos drive. Sorry, it's 3 times as fast stuff. So it's just not, it's not what we're looking for. It will not be able to actually do what we need it to do. It won't have the speed that we need. Life science, we don't need that. Information science. UN Office for Outer Space Affairs. This is not very good. I always thought it's like a cool, or I always think this one should be buffed. I think this, just because of its what it is. You know, I feel like it would be important in this situation. All of a sudden, the UN Office for Outer Space Affairs would actually really matter. But it's just kind of a few small buffs that don't really matter. And you know, the orgs aren't over like balanced. Like this is insane. You know, so I think they could buff that.
Acknowledged.
Okay, where's Alp?
Standing by.
Alpha 9, yeah, so he's landed and he has like a second wave, which gives him higher espionage and higher security, but he also just has higher base as is. Like even without traits, he's just got high espionage, high security. Just flat out. He also has 2 units of Salamander shock troops. These give kind of terrorized region, and it's also how the aliens get their ops. And they also give a lot of security, so... We need to make sure that these salamanders, who are kind of the alien, a salamander's incredibly important in the story, which once we do this, I'm sure we will learn about. But yeah, they for now are just kind of their ground soldiers essentially. I believe if we kill this alien, we might get a salamander corpse.
Ready to go. Surveilling target area.
I don't know why part of me is so paranoid that the alien's going to try and
Where do
kill
you need
Alp.
me?
Ready for orders.
Where to?
Like, it shouldn't do that.
Offering assistance.
Where to?
Yep, so it shouldn't do that.
Offering
I'm being paranoid. Okay.
Ready for my mission.
Well, if it does, I guess we'll have learned
Initiating
something.
recon.
Let's surveil. Poland gets claims on a bunch of stuff. This one might be a little bit new. I'm not too familiar with it.
Prepping for mission.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Okay.
I will help them.
No.
Eyes up. Eyes up.
Unknown mission.
lending my expertise.
What is unknown mission? How do I not know what mission he's doing?
Person of interest surveilled.
Okay, there we go. In full public. Is it even like the faraway craters we're slowly getting to? Very nice. So yeah, we can still grab them. 22 security is very high. When they have 25, it's you kind of, which is of course maxed. You kind of get rolls on brutal of like 20%. You know, even with a bunch of stuff added. Central Asian Union. This is something we may or may not somewhat consider at some point. I've done this before, just because Kazakhstan is often with you for the long run. Just because of you just keep you just get so invested in all of its boost. But yeah, we don't actually really need to care about that. Haunted Forest. Several people have been reported missing after failing to return from a local forest in the Chongqing region. Rumours are spreading that the forests of Chongqing are haunted. So, we can be like, it's fine. And then they lose cohesion and stuff. Or you can try and do something about it. For humanity first, you can just, again, you can just go crazy. Which I always really like. This option, it's really good. You basically lose nothing. But yeah, we'll see if we can do something. Haunted Forest. We lost all contact with our search party soon after they entered the forest. The disaster has humiliated us in front of the locals, who are even more fearful of the forest as a result. Oh great. 4 abductions in China? I mean, it's not huge. It's kind of annoying, but they probably have done a lot already. Public opinions turn away from the academy. We didn't have much anyway. And cohesion -6, 0.61. Ouch. Especially as we were over our rest. I think, to be honest, for China, for right now, I am going to do this. We need to get its welfare sorted out. We need to stabilize it. Usually China's welfare isn't this. You usually don't need to stabilize China. It's one of the advantages it has over America at the very beginning of the game. As like which country to go for first. America, in my opinion, is always a better option. But just to mix it up, China is fun as well. But yeah, you need to stabilize America because it's terrible welfare at the beginning. But China, because it's kind of more dictatorship and stuff, doesn't. Its welfare score, its inequality isn't as high. But yeah, in this game it's gone absolutely insane because it's just been left alone for so long.
Acknowledged.
That we really can't be having that. So yeah, we can try and assassinate it. Detain. So alien 6, security 22, mission difficulty 8. So even with the 5 intel and all this and 32 ops, it can be a nightmare mission.
Ready for orders.
It's easier to assassinate. Because they don't get... So if we have a look, -36.5 for Leah.
Ready.
Out, it's -38.5 because the 6 bonus, the 6 from Alien and mission difficulty 8, whereas Leah has mission difficulty 12 without the alien bonus. So essentially you get it's two, just because, you know, detaining an alien is essentially killing it, where it's not that for a human. Detaining aliens is extra hard, and it's 2 points harder to detain than kill. So often when you just want to get rid of these aliens, it's better off just focusing on assassinate rather than anything else.
I have them in my
So we have the ops.
What's the ob?
Standing by for order.
It doesn't have... Yeah, the alien doesn't actually have hard target, so we don't need to protect, but it might pick it up in this phase. I'm always scared of that kind of thing. So for now, Vulcan Solutions. And then we want this one, which gives the protect target. She should probably keep that full time. Keep Leah safe.
At your service.
Advise
At
China.
your service.
And let's investigate
Tracking
alien.
target.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Okay.
Lending.
And hopefully Leah can do it.
Defending the VIP.
Offering assistance.
I believe in Leah Abbott. Keep humanity first, Brazil safe. Okay, we failed the investigate, but it should still be on 5. Doesn't actually matter.
Target eliminated.
Good. Yes, nice. Alpha 9 is down. With a bullet hole in its head. Excellent. Okay. Keeping Earth clean. That's what we like to see. Yep, so America's rest value of 3.7. Why is that so low? -6. Okay, this is actually new. -6 from inequality, mitigated by low education. So I think the higher the education score, the more they care about inequality. For cohesion purposes. Interesting. So I guess by actually increasing your education score, you reduce cohesion. Technically. Fascinating. That is a very big fleet. Look how many corvettes that is. If they're attacking Exodus. Oh, and they've actually decided to bombard me. Okay. Because I just killed an alien, so they're kind of doing a retaliatory strike, as something the AI likes to do. So what we can do is we go Peerly Crater. We go Save Hab Template. Another alien, Angola. We will sort that out in a moment. Yeah, and they're bombarding Peerly Crater. It's been blown up. Peerly Crater. In fact, Peerly Crater was the one we didn't care. It's Korolev Crater we want to keep. Peerly Crater, I mean, it's not that good. So you know what? Actually, you can. That's fine. That gives us a free place elsewhere. So thank you, aliens. For doing that. And as they are fighting humanity first, one of the things we do want to check on every now and then, we should know if the aliens go into Mars orbit. But if they destroy any of these bases, we're going to want to know about it.
Where do you need me?
I'm here.
Okay, Leah Abbott.
Standing by.
So it's Angola, wasn't it? Yeah, down here. Okay.
Ready for orders.
And let's mop up this
I'm
one.
here.
At your service.
Where to? Investigating alien site.
What's the op?
Your
Keep Earth
orders.
nice and clean.
I will help them.
But I think that will... we will continue cleaning up Earth in the next episode. It's been a good episode. It's been kind of emotional.
I'm here.
We've lost Svetlana.
Ready
We've
to
gained
go?
the replacement. We've gained Yen, who's just I mean, she's done incredible for us so far. You know. And Striver, I mean, she's unbelievably good, quite frankly. We can even get rid of non-grata right now if we felt like it, which there's no rush to. Vietnam has literally no rivals. But yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. We'll continue to hunt aliens, continue to keep Earth alien free, and continue to watch as the aliens build up more and more. But we build up in secret.